Williams-Sonoma has partnered with Calphalon to create the Elite Nonstick cookware line. I love this line so much because it's PFOA free and it's also metal utensil safe, something that you don't find very often. I love that because I don't ever have to worry about what utensil I'm using while I'm cooking. So today I'm using the frittata pan and I'm going to show you how to make a frittata. One of the things I love about making frittatas is that you can put anything in it. It's super versatile. So I actually started today by sautéing some mushrooms, some red bell peppers, and some onions. And I have a little bit of Canadian bacon left over that I'm going to put in at the last second here. So I'm actually using the top pan from the frittata set just to saute my vegetables. I love it because I don't have to dirty another pan. So these are really nice and pretty soft. They've just been on for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to take them off. Oops. Flying vegetables. Just set them aside while I work on my eggs. Now the best part about this and doing eggs is that you can add anything in terms of cheese, herbs, vegetables. Let people in your house pick what they want to put in it. It's kind of a fun way to do breakfast. So let's just get the frittata going. I'm going to preheat this pan. And there's a real technique in this, but once you do it, it's so simple you'll want to do it all the time. I'm just going to beat my eggs. We've got a bunch of recipes for frittatas online. Today I'm just making it up with the ingredients that I had on hand. But most of them for this size pan, which is about 10 inches, calls for 10 to 12 eggs in them. So I used 10 today. I just want to break the yolks and make sure that they're whisked well. Of course, I always add salt to add flavor. And for this many eggs, you kind of need a generous portion. I'm probably putting in about a ½ teaspoon. Let's add some pepper while we're at it. I can feel this pan getting pretty hot. The thing is, I don't want it too hot. So I've got it over medium heat. I'm gonna whisk this. Now, if you were adding goat cheese or any other kind of cheese, you could put it in right now, or you could wait until you flip it and let it crumble and melt on the top then. Today, I'm skipping the cheese. Get a little butter for our pan. You'll notice too that the handles don't get hot, which is so nice when you're moving quickly in the kitchen. Okay, so my eggs are whisked and ready to go, and I'm just gonna pour them in the pan. And this is where it gets fun. So I'm gonna let these set for about a minute, and what you'll start to see is around the edge of the pan, the eggs start to set up. I'm actually gonna use the spatula to pull back the eggs and let more run underneath so the entire frittata starts to cook. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna just heat this pan up with a little bit of butter again because it's actually going to go on top and we're gonna flip it to continue cooking. So clever. You know, traditionally you do frittatas where you cook it on the cooktop and then you move it into the oven to finish, but this is a really fun, simple way to do it all on the cooktop. And you don't have to worry about turning on your oven. Okay, there we go. A little more heat there. So let's see as this starts to set up. Isn't this cool? You can just start to lift it and let more of the raw egg run underneath. In a minute here, we'll have a lot more to work with. This is a great technique if you're just doing omelets too. I love to do it this way. So you just kind of keep working it until you feel like most of it's set up, that there's more solid egg than runny egg. And it doesn't have to be perfect. But I'm telling you, with this nonstick, it's amazing how this egg just lifts right off the sides of the pan. All right, the eggs have cooked really well, and I'm about to add my vegetables to the top. Now, there are a couple ways you could do this. If you want them mixed in with your eggs, you could certainly add all of them. I'm just kind of going for a dramatic presentation with them on top. So cool. Make sure they're evenly spread. Then I'll add my Canadian bacon. This is going to be delicious. Now I've got my preheated pan, and I'm going to turn this way down because I don't want it to burn on the other side. Put the lid on. I'm going to let it steam here for a second, and then I'm going to flip the whole thing over, and it'll just finish cooking it on the other side, and then we'll flip it back to put it on the serving platter. It's important to know that actually these pans work as two independent fry pans as well. And I love the top one, the smaller one, for making crepes. It's got that perfect edge on it where they just slide right out of the pan. All right, I'm gonna attempt my flip. Here we go. But let me show you what it looks like before I do. Can you see how the eggs are almost completely set? That's what you want before you flip it, okay? There you go. And now it's just gonna finish cooking on that other side. And now we're ready to flip it back, so let's see what it looks like. I'm actually gonna turn off the heat right now. Okay, the big reveal. Wow, it's gorgeous. It's so fluffy. You can see that everything got cooked in, so I'm just gonna garnish it a little bit on the top as I move it to the platter. Oh, but this is such a fun dish to do for a brunch. Or just a great way to fit a bunch of different ingredients into your eggs in the morning. So see how nonstick that is? That's incredible. It's just gonna slide right off onto my platter. Slide it back just a little bit. And I'll garnish it with some parsley just for a little color. And breakfast is ready.